Let's clear. Okay. In the last class, I did one project, sir. Okay. In the last class, what we did is one project, sir. If you see, let me open it once and let's show it everything in that. And I gave you a task. I told you guys also do it something similar. Okay. So that you will also get it. Now let me refresh it. You see in the projects, I did one project named fake data, sir. In the fake data, what we did is in the main fake data, I'm just running the fake data, sir. Ng server fake data. Okay, CD projects, CD Angular. So immediately, what will happen, sir? The moment uh, I will do this one and I will make it live also today. See, now see, this is the website. Now 100 percentage. Now if I go here, first where it will go whenever your application start, how the workflow will start, sir. First thing, it will go for the angular.json. Is angular.json is here? No. So actually we are in a workspace. That means for all we will have one angular json, one package json. First it will go here and it will check it, and it is saying it. For example, if you go for demo one, you should go here like this. For every project it created one file. Okay, see, for my application the same way, for fake data also it will created one root. Okay, so if I see control F, fake data, see, for fake data it is saying it standalone false. Very good. Directives also standalone false, pipes also standalone false, and the root directory is inside the project's fake data. That's all perfect. Now these are built on options, and this is styling option. And they said it, if whenever my application runs, and it will tell you to the my application run directly, src file. Okay, now what it will go, it will go here app folder, directly app folder and src. Now it will go here in the fake data, it will go inside, and in the src, inside the src app it will go. See, first main, go here, index.html. In the index.html there is one thing called app root, sir. If in the initial classes I have told you, if the app root is not there, will it work, sir? When the if the app root is there, will if the app root is not there, will it work, sir? No, absolutely it will not work. Okay, so app root is a selector. Based on this only the selection will come. So okay, after this, where it will see, it will also see the main.ts, sir, the TypeScript file. And here we are asking, go to app module. Inside the app folder, app module is there, and we are bootstrapping the app module. Bootstrapping means loading it first time. Okay, and it will load the first time. It will bootstrapping actually means converting the static DOM into dynamic DOM. We are converting it into the dynamic DOM module. Now, the moment you write it, it will take this app module as the ng module. It will go here, sir, inside the apps, app module. Inside the app module, what are there? App component, header component, footer component. So three components are there. Which one load first? Go down. Here, what is the bootstrapping one? App component. So app component will load first. Where is app component file? See, this is app component file, and this is app HTML file. Okay. Now app HTML file will come to the screen. which is like I told you, MVC structure, model view controller, and this is view also. Okay, HTML file, and this is the controller and model where TS file. And if you see here, I just fetch some data. I fetched some data. The moment you fetch some data using fetch, you will get some logic, sir. And then whatever the data you got it, immediately I stored the data inside the data variable, sir. See, I took one value data and I stored it here. And that is a basic JavaScript how you will fetch the things. Okay, I got the data. Then the data I printed here. Here I used one for loop, and this for loop will repeat these things again and again and again. And I printed this data, and I took every time and I print I dot image, I dot title, I dot price, and I used one pipe here with the currency, and I used some add method whenever someone clicks on it. Whenever someone clicks on add to cart, what will happen? Then add to method it will go, and in the add method I am increasing the count. What is this count? Initially count is 0. Very good. Then come here, then every time count value will increase, C value increase. Okay, what is the use? Now here app header is there. Inside the app header, I am passing this C value as count. Then if I go to the header component, sir, here header component is there. Inside the header component, I mentioned I will take count value input at the rate input. If you remember, these are the things, how the data communication will happen and all. Okay, I told you guys to I told you guys to use everything. I told you guys to use some kind of see, for example, put in the header component one button or something, and the make that one impact in the another component like footer and all. So like this, if you do, it will be more helpful for everyone. Okay, for you to understand more projects and all, it will be helpful for you. Okay, so that's it for the like I told you every concept, like whatever the concepts we discussed, and I completed in one project. Okay, now let me start it here. Here only we will write it in this only, that would be good. Go here, Angular notes. Let's make it an another notes today. 27 0 29 01 dot txt. Now till now what we covered, till now we covered till now what we covered, sir? Till now we covered, sir, components. Okay, and components we covered, data binding we covered, like one way and two way, and communication between the components we covered, communication between the components we covered, which is like parent to child and child to parent. If you remember, we did not cover co- directly component to component. We have one concept called services. If you remember, I told you, I will tell you later. Okay, these things we will discuss. Child to parent, and then we covered directives. What is a directive? We discussed, and we discussed something called pipes. Okay, we can create our own components, we can create our own directives, we can create our own pipes also. These were the things we discussed, and we did some simple project. Now next one we are going to do. Okay, now we will discuss some services, and then what we need to cover. Okay, next we are going to cover. Okay, we have to cover main importantly what you need to know, how the forms will be handled in the Angular, you have to know. How the content projection and all works. Okay. And and how the Angular services works. These are the main things, it's like the basic things. If you do this also, if you completed these three things also, then almost most of the Angular you will have in a sense, like you will understand it, like okay, this is what this is. Angular, if you see any project, you can able to understand the structure and flow of the project. Okay. If you see this one, till now anyone have any doubts, sir? Till now anyone have any doubts, you can just text me. Okay, I'm taking it as no doubt. Okay, so yeah, someone asked it like, what is state management and all other things. Those things why we did not cover, sir. We will discuss it later. Okay, we still not covered it. And communication between the components. What is that, sir? See, communication between the components is this only. We will have parent to child at the rate input. How the parent to child happens, sir, at the rate input. How the child to parent will happen at the rate output, sir. At the rate output, or we will do something called template reference variable. Okay, those kind of things we discussed. Now, now, okay, let's start it. Let's start the next one. Sure. Today we will see forms in Angular. After these things also, we will do some simple code, sir. Okay. Okay. We need to understand one more thing, which is routing. These were the basic things, sir. In the next 10 days, we will discuss these things, which will make you most of the Angular, whatever the interview questions are there, you will cover it. Now, let's go here. First thing, uh, forms. In Angular, in Angular, forms are dealt in two ways. Okay. Any forms you take it, sir. Basically, forms means which used to take the user input details, sir. Okay. Now, to take the user input data, we will use this. Okay. Just in a case like someone Akil Reddy asked what is subscription observables, those things are state management. We will discuss later. Durga Sai, what are different ways of sharing the data? That is what data communication, sharing the data means. Okay, it depends, sir. If someone asks you what are the different ways of sharing the data like that, you have to ask the interviewer between the component to template or template to component like that. Okay, now parent to component is at the rate input, child to parent to child is at the rate input, child to parent is at the rate output, and we have template reference variable or at the rate view child or at the rate view children, like that, sir. Okay. Now, now let's see, sir, how the different forms will be there. I think you have seen forms in different ways, right? In normally how the forms will be there, you know that, right? Let me show you. If I see basically forms, any website you take it, Let me go to any website like Amazon. No, no, go to Netflix. Now here, this is a basic form, which is a subscription form. If I go down, or if I go here, sign up. This is a basic thing called login form whenever you are going with, okay? Or if you want to sign up, if you go here, then you will have something called a sign up form. If you go for sign up forms will come. Like some websites will have different types of forms, okay? Now, main importantly, uh, some forms are static. That means those details will be static, sir. Always will stay it like that. Okay. Some forms can be dealt with something like, again and again updates. Those things are called as reactive forms. Basically, the two types are template driven, template driven, template driven forms. Template driven forms are actually the static ones. Static forms. Static forms are like, for example, you created some kind of registration, you created some kind of login, you created some kind of feedback form where only those fields are there. People has to fill the fields, whatever the fields you gave. That's it. Okay. There is another thing called reactive forms. Reactive forms. Reactive forms are like the dynamic ones. Dynamic ones. How it will be like, if you go to Amazon, if you go to Amazon, I don't know whether you observed or not. Okay, it's not like pop up or something. Any form it can be. Pop ups and all are not matters. Forms are like template driven forms are basically. If I declared one form, sir, the one form is there. In this, one username is there, one email is there, and one password is there. Like whoever opens this has to fill only this, right or not? So every time someone has to write one name, one email, one password. Imagine three are required. Okay. So in that case, everyone has to fill this three only. That's it. Is there any other thing people will add? No, they can't add because I gave only three and I gave these three as mandatory. So everyone has to fill this three only. That is a template driven or basic static form. Or if you go here, if you go to Amazon checkout, did you ever see Amazon checkout form, sir? In that you will have some address, okay, something, see, some first name, last name, or street name, some address will be there, and you will have button. In this case, you will have one more button called plus address. That means you can add an address, right or not? Then you can, if you click on that, what will happen? Two addresses will come. See, for example, whenever you are applying into job application or something, you will have some education column. In that education column, what will happen is they will give you one row where you will fill your one education details. For filling the second education details, what you will do, you will click on plus. Then again the same row will be repeated again, right or not? Then again, after filling that, if you want it, you will again click on yes. Then again same row will be repeated again. Are you getting my point, ma? Are you getting my point, sir? Sometimes you will have that plus one. Okay, that means you can able to create the forms dynamically. Those forms will be added again and again. Those are called reactive forms. Okay, you will see it in normal Swiggy, Zomato, and all. You have to add the addresses. Okay, those type of things we will do it, sir. Okay, how do you do that, sir? That we will see it. Okay, now first one easy, which is template driven forms. Okay, template driven forms. We will do both one project. So simply template driven forms. driven forms are built using directives, and these are two-way data binding two-way data binding with. Sir, can anyone tell me for two-way data binding what I will use? For data binding, I will use something. If you remember that actually inside the forms module, can anyone tell me what I will use always two-way data binding for? NG model. Very good answer. Very good. Most people answer nicely. So we will use NG model, and why we will go with the forms module, sir? That's what we will understand it here. Okay, because it is inside the forms module. Mostly in Angular, we will use it for the forms only, sir. Okay, how you will do this one? Let's start our project. Now let's take one simple project, sir. Here I'm just taking I'm just canceling it. Control C. Now here, ng generate application quickly. Create application. Application name is template form dash dash. Standalone equals to false. Standalone equals to false. Then after this, it will ask you, and I'm taking CSS. Do you want to enable anything? No. That's it. Let's go here. It is CLS. Let's go here, Angular, and inside the projects. And here inside this template driven, I got it, sir, template form. And inside this SRC, inside this app. First thing, what I don't need, I will just remove it, sir. I don't want this specs one. I'm just removing it. I removed it, sir. And routing one also I'm just removing because I don't want any routings. Why it is coming every time here? Let me close this also. Now here after deleting, in the app component, in the module, I'm just deleting these things because here I mentioned this, it will give error. Oh my god. Now in the main component, I will just delete it. Okay. Just to understand whether I'm getting it right or not. Okay. Main component. CD Angular. No. What we will write it here. ng serve na. ng serve template form. Then template form will be generated, sir. If you see the application, only app component will come perfect. Now I will write it here. Control. Now here let's have a side heading h2 template form. Okay. And down I'm gonna write one form, sir. You know basically form tag, right? See, form tag. Inside this, I will write it whatever the form elements I want it. Same HTML only, sir. But before doing this, first step, what is the first step you have to do? Go to the module and import the forms module. Import forms module. Sir, why we need it, sir? Because ng model will not work if you don't have this forms module. I'm taking forms module. Okay, okay. Now after importing it, sir, I'm going it here and I'm giving basic structure, sir. Basic structure for the form. Let's take inside the form, sir. Label, okay, and label name. I think you all know HTML, sir. I don't need to explain what is label, what is for, what is type for those things. Okay. So I'm just taking one input now here. Yeah, here in the input, sir. In the input, I'm just taking one ID, which is NA. Obviously, ID and label has to be connected. The same name has to be. Then only if I click on the label, it will come here, and then here I have to give one name for it. This based on the name only it will store. Name is name, and then let me make it required. Very good. Now same way, Control C. Now let's go for this email. Okay, and let's go for EM. Let's go for EM. Let's go for here email. Let's go for here password. Email, and here password type is password, sir. Sir, you can take it how many you want it, sir. For all it is same procedure, and different data types, different types will work it in the different ways, sir, but actually all are same procedure. Password. Okay, and here one button which is a submit, sir. The button basically submit. By default, every button inside the form has actually type submit, but I am just writing it so that you will not get confused. Okay. Now automatically it will get submit, sir. Okay. Any doubts, ma? Till now, any doubts, ma? This is a basic thing. Okay. For label, password is password. Very good. Labels are like your text. It doesn't matter anything. Okay. Now after this, now, I hope no doubts are there. Sir, whenever you are clicking on submit, what will happen, sir? On submit, ng submit. You have one method called ng submit. Same thing like you will have on click or something. Ng, same thing like this. You will have ng submit, sir. Ng submit works like your on submit, sir. Now here I am writing one function. Submit. I am writing one function submit. Did I write this submit anywhere, sir? No. Go here, go to your app component, sir. Here, let's write one function, sir. Submit. Okay. And it will go here. And any doubts, sir, till now? I hope till now everything is okay, right? Yeah, I hope everything is okay. Yeah. Now, let's do, sir. I'm writing it here. Console dot log form is submitted. Just to show you, okay, till now it won't do. Till now you did not put ng model, till now you did not put anything. Okay, so let's see how it will work. Okay. Now let's go here, sir. If I go here and if I see here, because here it is HTML, forms are by default. Okay. Now here let's take a div. You can take divs or you can directly take it here br. I'm using br, but in real time scenarios, try they will be automatically block elements. Okay. Now go here. Sorry. Go here. Yes. Now let me come here. If I see in the console, now here name something, email a@a.com. Now password something. If I click on this, form is submitted. Can you see this, sir? See, the moment you click on it, it will only stop it, sir. Okay, instead of submitting, it will make it submit automatically come. See, they are required files. Now, sir, I want to see these values. I want to see these values, how they are coming it. Okay. However, the values are coming. Like I want to see them whether they are working nicely or not. I want to see it here. Now here, let's create something called model. Something, anything you can write it here for form any. Okay. Something I created some forms here, which is an object, which is an object. It is not having any type. You can give some interface. You can give one interface and you can give it here also, which I will do. Okay. Now, sir, I want to print in page only instead of in console. How can I do that, sir? Sir, you can use basic string interpolation, sir, which I will do if you want. Okay. So you can do that. It's not a big deal. Now I will go here. Form. I'm taking it. Now here I will see it. Here I will write ng model. Did you remember, sir? ng model. How the ng model will work, sir? ng model. Why it is giving error? Okay, I did exactly the same way, like two-way data binding. It is a two-way data binding one. What it will do? I am writing it here model dot name. Type model is not existed. Okay, form dot name. Now go here. Now again ng model form dot email. Now see here form dot password. Hey, sorry. ng model equals to form dot password. Sir, what is the form, sir? See, in here, I just created an empty object. Now, what will happen? An empty object will be created. Inside this, is there anything, sir? Inside this name is there? No. Inside this email is there? No. Inside this any other thing is there? No, not at all. But but here here whenever someone entering some values like something input name, automatically the name will be entered here in the form. Okay, inside the form one object will be created name. Inside the form object one value will be created as name, and it will enter the form dot name value as the name value whatever I am giving it. And same way inside the form one value will be created for email, because that's what I connected here. If you see, that's what I connected here. Now I am just writing it here, and another div display, div with an id display. Now here I am just writing it style height 100 height 200 pixels, width 200 pixels, uh, border 1 pixel solid black. Don't worry about it, I'm just giving you these things so that you can able to see my div. That's it. Okay, it's not like you have to do this stylings and all. And I am printing it here, form whole object. Okay, inside the form whatever the values are there, you can print it here, or I will write it here. Name is form dot name, and email form dot email, or password form dot password. Okay, I just give name, form dot name, email, form dot email, password, form dot password, something, sir. And these things were connected to the back, sir. Automatically, whenever you are giving these values, they are connected to the back, and these things were taken in the values here. Okay, and yeah, that's it. Now here also in the console also, if you want, I will print it. Console dot log form. Okay, sorry, this dot form you have to write it because that's the main one. Yeah. Okay, so let's go here. Okay, just a minute. Yeah, here. Let's give it here, sir. Let's write it. I think the only mistake I did it here is if I put them these things in a one paragraph, that would be good. Separate paragraph, they will come in different lines. Or if I use break tag, it would come somewhat better. Sir, in Angular, almost most of the things will be driven in template. Sir, one more thing. Sir, why these things are called template driven only? Because see, most of the code is done in template only, right or not? Did I write anything in the component, sir? No. Sir, you will do most of the code in template only. That is why it is template driven code one. Okay. But reactive ones are actually also called model driven forms. Those are when we discuss them, I will tell you those things are actually done in components, sir. Now if I go here, if I go here now, let me give some value, sir. Raj, here. Now it is a mandatory, sir, because you have to give the values you give required. I gave some values. Can you see it whatever I'm typing it? Right, you can see my email, you can see my name, you can see my password, everything you can see, sir. When you are submitting it, how it will take to the server, sir? See, click. Everything is stored inside this form. Whenever I'm submitting I'm getting one object also. This object I can send it anywhere wherever I want it now. Sir, is it clear, sir? Sir, is it clear, sir? Okay. Yeah. If someone just asked me how to create it, I for the password and all, that is a basic JavaScript. I think you know how to create a I for the password and all in basic JavaScript, right? Do you guys know in JavaScript you must have learned it? It's like basic DOM manipulation. Okay. The moment you click on it, you will change that value into text. That's it. Okay. Now here, sir, you can also see you can also you can also maintain here, sir, whole form. Can I take it as one name? There is one thing same like ng model. There is one thing called ng form, sir. What is that ng form? So let's go here. Directive, see, directive ng form. Can you see? Now I have to write it. Now let's take one name. I'm taking it one name. This is called a template reference variable, sir. If you see my form, can you see it? My form, which is equals to ng form. You have to write it. Ng form is a default value, sir. When you give it as ng form, whole thing will be stored inside the ng form. Sir, why do you need to write it inside ng form or something, sir? Okay. Now, the moment you write it inside the ng form, then you can do any kind of validations or something. Okay. Now, now let me write it here. Let me print this here. Here I am just printing it. My form. My form. Whatever I am taking it. Okay. One object now it is. So I'm just showing you what is that my form value. I'm just passing it through JSON so that you can able to see the value. So I'm sorry. Now go see. Okay. Okay. Converting the structural save finalizers. Okay. Okay. I will print it here. Console dot log my form. It's not. You don't need to do anything in this. Okay. I'm doing it everything in this only. How do I do it, sir? Okay. Sir, why you keep this one is ng form will contain whole form. It's like the reference. The complete form I want to keep it inside one referencer that is called ng form. Now I took the ng form directive which will make it the whole form reference, and that form reference I named it as my form. I can name it whatever I like it. If I write it here my form dot name, then name will come. My form dot email will come. If I write my form dot password will come. How they connected with that names? Because they connected with this name symbols. Okay. Now, now why you use it, sir? We will use it for something called validations. Okay. In the forms we will do some validations. Now I will do validations here. Okay, I will write one div. Hmm. Sorry, just a minute to do validation. Raj a.com. If I write some password, I click on this. It is just a pass. It is just a basic object. Okay. Mm. Print this user form. Just a minute. Okay, I hope till now clear. Let me print it here. This console dot log this dot my form. Hmm. Okay, just a minute. I didn't even speak. Just a minute. It's like I'm just checking it. How we can print. This is a template one, which is ng form, and I'm just giving it some value. Let me give here also. The moment you took it, this value, I'm gonna give. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna speak loudly. Just a minute, 2 minutes. Okay. If you go and check it, sir, now let's open angular.io. For basic validation, touched and all will be there. Template driven forms. Just a minute. Console dot log. Now here I gave whole form with an ng form, sir. I gave the whole form with an ng form which is equals to my form. And why this my form is not printing it here? That's the point. Which is giving me an error. Okay. Okay. Let me pass this value then. Yes. On submit, expected one argument. I passed this. Then submit will take this as D and then D with an any. Then it will print it. Okay, that's it. Now everyone see it, sir. The moment I hope I'm audible, everyone see it, sir. I took this ng form, sir. Ng form means whole form I took in the name of my form. Whole form I took in the name of my form. Whenever someone submitting it, it will call the submit method. In that submit method, I am passing this my form, which I created. This is a reference variable. You know that. Now I go here and in the submit form, I just took it as D and I just printed the D. That means I'm printing that ng form, that whole one. Now what it will print, this is what actually important one. Now because validators will go with this, sir. Okay. Now basic validators, touched and all we will discuss. This is very important concept. If I go here, go to my code and write it something, a@a.com and type some password. The moment you click on it, now see, this something is there na, ng form. This is very important, ma. The moment you get this ng form, go here and check it one by one. Now here in your whole thing, whatever the basic values are there, whole things are inside your values, sir. Now here inside this form, inside the ng form, you have one thing called form, which is a form group. Okay, one by one we will discuss it in depth later. But inside this form group one, you have controls. Inside these controls, you will have your name, you will have your email, you will have your password and all the things. Along with this, your name, your password, and URL, you have some other data also. Can you see it here? You have something called errors. You have something called pristine. You have something called status, which is a valid or not, or touched. What is this touched and all? Okay. And all the values are inside the value. See the object. Okay. Now these things we will see, sir. See these things. These are very important. What does it mean by dirty? What does it mean by disabled, enabled, invalid, okay, or touched, untouched, or pristine, valid, invalid? These things are very important when you are going with this Angular, sir. Angular template driven forms. Okay, basic validations. Here, whole form will be given, okay, step by step. Step one, import ng, import forms module. Okay, in app.module.ts, and then step two, create a form in template and give each. Sir, if you did not give this model dot and also it will work, sir. Now anyway, whole form is given with one name now. Inside this, sir, if I did not give this ng model and all these things works. Why? Because those things were actually connected with the ng form now. Okay. Now usually in real time we will connect with the ng form only. Okay. But I just wanna show it to you on the screen that now only then only I did it with ng model of model. Okay. Now here form each, give each input ng model to enable two-way data binding, and and assign assign whole form assign the whole form to the ng form with one reference variable name, with one reference variable name. Okay, you give one reference variable name, and then step 3, on submit on submit check the forms check the form for validations. Now here we will write all the validations, sir. We will discuss different validations and then we'll do the more and more about it in the next classes. Now here, okay, we'll do these validations also later, sir. Have some small work. Now we'll do this dirty, pristine, and all validations also tomorrow, and we'll go into the more details, sir. Uh, any doubts in the basic form how the template driven form will be done? We just discussed the basic template driven forms, sir. In detail, we will discuss tomorrow and we'll go with the reactive forms. Is there any doubt, sir? Is there any doubt, ma? No, Sriram Aditya is having a doubt. Okay, I will give you unmute option for Sriram Aditya. Yeah, you can unmute Sriram Aditya. You can tell me your doubt. Tell me, Sriram Aditya. Huh. Yeah, that is a basic JavaScript, Ray. You don't need to declare it. In fetch, how it will work it, in the fetch, whatever the data you are getting it, fetch will return something, na? So whatever the fetch returns, that will go to the then as res. Okay. Then res is returning res.json, right?